I know the law will tell me, I mean, you will always talk about the law can arrest you for intention, the law arrests you for action. We know you'll go there. But, you know, listening to all of those comments, does that then mean that if it had happened and the law was broken, would it not be the same people who will say, look, how could you sit back and listen to all those threats and wait for them to break the law? What's the purpose of intelligence?
No. That will not happen. If in these elections here, more than this, could Kanu be stronger than the thuggery, violence and thuggery, ballot snatching, and things that we have been accustomed to in elections? How did they happen? Those are the things that should worry the police.
No, we don't have. Well, by the way, let me just remind you that our elections are much, much peaceful now. We don't have thuggery and snatching of ballot boxes as we did in the past. That's on the one hand.
Let's accept. I will agree with you. No, I want to agree with you because we must move forward as a country.
Yes, moving forward.
Keep on dwelling
from statistics.
In moving forward now, since you've mentioned the seizures of 1,100 rifles,
Yes.
what do you think is happening? This is the third time that it's happening within the space of a year.
Yes.
Would you say that the FOU have their acts right?
No, I believe that there is something wrong in the methodologies, psychology, or concept of what the customs are doing and the whole intelligence network. In fact, we are on air, but I look at these things as shows. All this coming to show people we've captured, I mean, we discovered 1 million rifles. I believe they are shows.
You mean there's more to it?
Yeah, there should be more to it. Because it doesn't make sense to me that you would come and say, I got this. You are not telling me who imported it. You don't know who imported it. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't know his destination, you don't know his use, you don't know anything, and then you come to talk to the press.
Is this the case with the previous seizures?
Just the same case with the previous. After this, you won't hear anything again. So I believe, for me, I believe that more have passed.
But something has been done in the
This is
previous
just
one
done
because
for show.
some of the custom officers,
that some work is going on.
Some of the custom officers were actually arrested and they're with the FOU unit in Ikeja.
Yes.
And they're still being investigated.
So
it's very likely that this one will also have people who are arrested because they say that it's a cartel. They say it's a cartel. And their working investigations are still on to find out the root cause of why this is happening.
Talk to us? Why talk to us when you're investigating? Do you begin to spill out your beans, your strategy and all that, splash out everything? Why talk to us? What you have done now with this is to give us the impression that there is breakdown of security, our borders are porous, you know, and we don't know the people. That means I can't even walk freely. That's what you're trying to give me. That's the question.
Do you believe in that insinuation you just said?
Yes, the borders are not safe.
Does this seizures of weapons, this pump action rifles,
yes,
does it suggest to you that our borders are porous, or
where
we can be attacked at any time?
There's none about pump action rifles. Now I am a community leader. You understand? Every community in this country has some form of security. Whether you like it or not, you have to, at one point or the other, you know, want to get some arms and license them. You understand what I'm saying? It is still through the police. So, but these arms, police doesn't manufacture them. Police they doesn't import them. So people import them. But you go back and you register them. You need to get them. Because that is the security situation in the country. There are many responding to a local demand for security. People are supplying. I mean, those who are buying these pump action rifles are not criminals.
So you support this?
It's not that I support. I'm trying to say that we have a problem. You understand? If I were to handle this, I would not talk to the public until I have some, surveyed and traced these weapons to their final destination.
You, as you said, if you are a lawyer.
When I've completed my investigation, I have the people, you will see them in the court.
You are the lawyer.
That's when the public will get involved.
What immediate actions would you take? Because we know where the source is from Turkey. What would you do as a lawyer to engage the government, the Turkish government, in trying to see that this stops? Because in all three scenarios, in February, in January, in March, yes, and then now, all have been from Turkey.
Yes, unfortunately for us, Nigeria and Turkey are not the best of friends at the moment. So they cannot even handle these things at the diplomatic level. I remember when drugs, substandard drugs were coming from India, Akunyili had to travel to India to talk to the Indian authorities.
I think including China
Including China, the Chinese authorities, and had to handle it from that level, because some of these things, these are companies producing, and the government might itself not be very much aware that such things are going on. Or if they are aware, there might be no motivation to stop it. You understand? Because the drugs are not being consumed locally, in terms of the fake drugs. So you needed to engage them at that level, and she did that. Unfortunately, Nigeria and Turkey are not the best of friends at the moment. So by the time you go talking to Turkey, I don't know how successful you're going to be. Turkey is demanding certain things of you, which of course you are not willing to give, which I don't even support that you should give to Turkey. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a dicey situation. What you have to do now is to you should have used this. You should have been more concerned with uprooting the network rather than making a show to the public that I'm doing my work. I got 1,000 rifles.
You think this was a show because journalists pressed him and he just said preliminary investigation shows it came from Turkey?
Yes, that's the point. You don't, I'm not.
But that's on a press conference.
You don't do it. This is security.
Whether we ask him or not,
security is not for the pages of newspapers. Security is not to impress. It is security. It's about lives.
All right. Well, to anchor at that point, we appreciate your comment this morning. Mr. Chukwuemeka is a legal practitioner. Well, we'll be back in a moment. Don't go away.